Guys, your favorite yapper is back. We are talking more movies and shows. I was gone for a hot second, but now I'm back. They were looking at voicemails for Isabel. So basically, we start off with two sisters. We have Izzy and we have Jill. So Izzy is sick, but like Jill always tries to make sure that at the end of every single day, she has the wildest, most interesting story for Jill. So on one of these days, she tells Jill how she kissed one of the boys she likes, and it was like amazing, and it's such a cute moment. The next day, does the boy not go around the school telling everyone how him and Izzy kissed and how it tasted rank? And my thing is like, if we're going back and forth and there's no limits, and you talk about my sick sister, best believe I'm coming for you and your entire family. In terms of, hey, wait. That sounded so insane. Okay, guys, I'm not insane, by the way. I think I just get a little heated. Best believe that now there is no limit to what we're abusing going, because I'm also coming for your family. Jill gets pissed about the comments he makes about Izzy, punches him in the face, and he cries like a little bitch. And she's suspended again. So that's the dynamic and that's the feel of the show. It's Izzy and Jill against the fucking world in San Francisco. And Jill has the worst luck I have witnessed this year. And you know how you're saying like, oh bro, me the type of luck I have. No, the luck Jill has is insane. She goes on a date with a man with pink eyes. The man touches his eyes and then rubs it all over her face. And pink eye is super contagious. And pink eye means you touched your part, then you touched your eye, according to the show. She's dating doodoo-eyed men. So on that date, you can see he touches his eyes and like there's goo. And like not tumbo, and not like morning, like thick, creamy eye, pink eye goo. And then he touches her face, yuck. Exhibit B, she makes breakfast like a hearty little like sandwich for the morning. She's eating it now to work and someone coughs on it. You'd think Jill's luck in the love department gradually improves, it gets worse. So she goes on this date with this like himbo, but it's dumb. Where the conversation is so numbing, you feel really bad for Jill. Sadly, Izzy passes away. Over to the other side, we meet Wes, who is in Austin, Texas, and he's this real estate agent who's crushing it, sale after sale after sale. Come to find out, he is hacking these people's phones and finding out their interests. Which, yeah, like respect the game and all that. Okay, so somewhere, somehow, Wes got Izzy's old number, and now every time Jill calls, Wes is receiving the voicemails, right? And he starts listening to them one by one. At first, it's like, oh, this crazy bit. And the more he listens, the more he develops. I guess, like, I won't say love is strong for like voicemails, but he gets this liking for Jill. Okay, she's on a solo date. She's one of like relationships for now. She is detoxing. That was really funny. And then she meets Tyler, this black British man. And like, shall I say more? I shall indeed. Tyler, the problem with Tyler, he has a podcast about relationships, especially like he gives advice to women about relationships. And for me, there is when I would have told Jill, like, honey, run. Wes is telling his friends about Jill in the voicemails. And like the good people that they are, they tell him to either stop listening or to tell her that, like, bro, this is a wrong number. You can't keep leaving this voice. But Wes doesn't do that. No, he's enamored by Jill. So he decides he'll keep this going until he finds the right time to tell her. And the question is, when is the right time? Because it better not be at the end of the movie. So Jill, after swearing off relationships, has, I guess, I don't know if it's a relationship, but she has a thing with Tyler. And after they have sex, he ghosts her. Typical. I felt really bad for her though, because she really, really liked him. But apparently Tyler didn't like her enough. So Jill decides it's a good idea to go to his live taping of his podcast to confront him. And at this point, I'm like, yes, I support this madness. Could there have been a better solution to this problem? Maybe, but I don't know what's better than this. So she goes, she confronts him. Kumbe West is there. He flew all the way. Actually, he got another contract in San Francisco just to come and see Jill. Some would call that stalking, but in a rom-com setting, we call that dedication. So Jill confronts Tyler, and there's this lady at the front. There's this white woman at the front, and the way she was looking at Jill, Loki thought she was going to pounce on her. Loki thought she was going to pounce on her, but I guess she was just sad that the person she, like, I guess looked up to or like had a crush on is not who she thought she was, which is very valid. And she leads the like standing ovation for Jill, which was really, really cute. So Jill is so happy with herself, and then she goes to this bench, not just any bench, the bench where she always leaves the voicemails for Jill. And previously she had said that she's tired of like looking for love. But remember, Wes listens to these voicemails. How did he know where the bench was located? We don't know. So Jill's fantasy comes true. Wes sits, he's very charming, but they're both awkward, tired of like looking for love, and what she wants is like one day feel like Meg Ryan, where someone will like sit on that bench and like they'll hit it off from there and it's like happily ever after. But they're both awkward, but it's still cute. And then he hits her with, "Where can I get breakfast tacos?" And Jill is sold. Like, this is her soulmate. This is her Meg Ryan moment. Cue the cute dating montage. Yeah, so they go on like different dates all over San Francisco. They go up and down a hill. It's very cute. It's very, rom-commy. And then Jill brings up Izzy. And at this point, Wes should have been man enough and should have been brave enough to like tell Jill, "I'm receiving the voicemails you are sending to your sister." But he doesn't say anything. Jill cooks for him a meal that his mom used to cook for him. And at this point, he decides to tell her the truth. But Jill is sleeping. I was so fed up. I was so fed up. I was so nagged because I felt like they were dragging this out, but I understand for like the sake of the story. So they're catching up with his friends and they ask him if he has told Jill about the voice. But he swears on his mom's grave that he'll confess. He never confesses until Jill actually finds out. Now, the way she found out is so interesting, right? So they attend a wedding together. First of all, attending a wedding together, yes, relationship. They have the time of their lives, but then Jill is cold. So Wes ends up giving Jill his jacket, but in that jacket is his phone. He goes to the bar for drinks, right? For both of them. Jill is so excited, she's so happy, it's finally happening. She's finally found the love of her life. She calls to tell Izzy. Upon calling the phone, it rings, and guess in whose pocket? It's in Wes's pocket. He had all that time to tell Jill what was happening, but he failed to tell her. Now see, now we have to go through this thing where both of their hearts are getting broken, and they were so perfect for each other. You hate to see it happen, but when you see it happen, so there's this big confrontation between the both of them. Wes tries to apologize, but unfortunately, it's going on deaf ears because what you've been doing was not nice. I've been lying to her, pretending to be who she wanted to be. Jill finally decides she's tired of like looking for relationships, and the only type of love she wants is that one which she had with Izzy, someone to be there for her the way Izzy was there for her. So one of the bakers was fired from the bakery where she was working, and then there's this like bake off between the three of them. So there's Izzy, there's Zella, and then there's this creepy man who she had like one night with, but it was so horrible because he was so focused on himself and like he cried most of the time and it was so off-putting. Izzy decides she wants to be fun again, like how she was when Izzy was alive. So she like goes off script, goes to the pantry and makes these like pancake fluffy marshmallow like pancakey things that are like caramelized. But the winner is this other slimy man. And when she confronts him, we find out that his stuff was even wrong. She confronts the head baker. No one like is with her. Those things of like, who is with me? And then everyone is quiet. Yeah. So she decides to go off on her own and start her own thing, right? So she goes to her castle, finds a van, fixes it up, she pimps her ride, and now she's starting a bakery from her van. Yeah. And it's called Izzy and Jill and it's so cute. So she sets up, but she gets no customers. And the time she sets up and there are no customers. And then one time when she gets customers, her battery like sparks and it catches on fire. And like, what the fuck, universe? Like, give Jill something for the love of God. This poor woman has nothing. Like, at least give her this. So at that point, our prayers are answered. Zella comes in, and she so at that at that point our prayers are answered. Zella comes in. Remember Zella from like the Bake of Competition. She comes in and like, thank you Jesus, because she tells Izzy like, the marina where you parked, girl, and she tells Izzy the marina. Um, yeah, dessert tacos, like, yo, what a concept. Anyway, so she sells out. So her and Zella are now partners. They keep making like this tasty little. So she sells out. Her and Zella are now partners, and Zella helps her. So they sell out of the dessert tacos. She's so excited. Her and Zella keep grinding, grinding, grinding. Meanwhile, Wes has moved to New York. He leaves Jill one more. Meanwhile, Wes moved to New York and he's moping, right? He's sad that him and Jill broke up. His friends come for an intervention and then he decides to get the girl. And he runs through traffic in the rain to go and meet Jill. So Wes meets Jill at the taco place because, of course, he would know that he listens to the voicemails. And then they make up, they kiss, and like, yeah, that was the movie. Honestly, I think Voicemails to Isabel, it's a good rom-com. Like, it's very cutesy, it's very romantic, it's very comical. Like, yeah, the romance aspects are there, the comical parts are there. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And from me and Rusty, have a great weekend.